Hello and welcome to an additional episode of Vision, Culture, and Policy. In this episode, I'll be displaying a series of interviews with talented cultural practitioners and artists from Saudi Arabia. But before we dive into the artistic exploration, I would like to thank my incredible mother, the woman who sparked the very first ember of curiosity within me. Thank you for always being there, nurturing and protecting the space where my imagination thrives. It is because of you that I have become an independent thinker, with a mind full of boundless possibilities. To my ever-supporting father, who has been my guiding light throughout this incredible endeavor. I would also like to extend my deepest appreciation to my wise and inspiring aunt, the incredible, talented writer, Al-Khamis, whose continuous support has been invaluable. And to my amazing London peers, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude. Their unwavering support has meant the world to me. From those who eagerly embraced my first, second, and third takes without any complaints. A special thank you goes out to the brilliant minds who have graced us with their presence and shared their insights. Dalia Musa, Muad Al-Aufi, Talal Al-Zaid, Noor Al-Qsaybi, and Abdulaziz Al-Mazyad. I had the opportunity to delve into the captivating world of Saudi Arabia's cultural scene by engaging with these brilliant minds. I wanted to uncover the evolution of this vibrant cultural landscape, from its origins to its current state, and even catch a glimpse into its future. The insights they shared with me provided a profound understanding of the rich tapestry of culture and art in Saudi Arabia. So without any further ado, let's dive into their fascinating perspectives. How supportive is the Ministry of Culture towards up-and-coming artists?
Shuvi, there's a lot of programming that's taking place. There's a lot of projects that are happening. So, for example, if you look at for example, take the Binali as an example. So the Binali was done, it gave opportunities to a lot of the artists to showcase their artwork. Again, it also allowed artists to explore new mediums because they also got the support that they wouldn't have been able to do had they been doing this on a personal level or individual level. So now it's like, okay, you have an opportunity. You can take your art, and showcase your art in a, let's say, bigger scale, and financially you'll be supported to do so. So those open up opportunities. And there were also a lot of artists that not only limited to the Binali, but I'm just using the Binali as an example. But then you also have other programs, other events like Shift, for example, that also took place. And then with Shift, you would have noticed that there were a lot of younger artists that were stepping into this. So again, those are all, which I think is also good, right? To give, let's say, the different people within the art or cultural landscape opportunities, because different people are going to respond to different projects differently and will have different interests. And so if you look at the Binali versus Shift, for example, versus the Islamic Binali, they're really different. In some cases, they may be even different audiences, different types of artists, etc.
What do you think the future of the Saudi Arabian art scene looks like in the next few years?
I think it's going to grow because and I can't maybe say how, but because I'm personally involved in a good number of projects. So I know already, and that's what I'm involved in, right? Meaning that there's also a lot of other projects that I'm not necessarily involved in. But, for the ones that I'm involved in, I already have an idea as to, what's happening, what's going on. But I'm also aware of other projects as well. So I think, it's very bright in the sense the opportunities are going to grow. You're going to see more art displayed publicly. I think you're also going to see more artists selling their artwork because now the interest is there. And then you can... I can see that from the people that approach you in your studio or even have purchased your artwork through the other galleries. So I think it's promising. It's only going to get better, we're on a good track.
I think the future of the Saudi Arabian art scene looks in the next few years?
Very exciting. I would definitely say that. I am, as a culture and art leader in the kingdom, really excited to see what's coming, and what I and my other colleagues and really leaders of the art and culture scene bringing, to the scene now. Um, with the public sector support, with the funding from the Ministry of Culture, with our vision, and because one of the points that is very important that people need to understand, that if you want to elevate the quality of life, you need to elevate the culture, and the arts as well. They go hand in hand. So this is something that is already happening. People are already noticing it, and it will be even more, because now it's about building the infrastructure of the art and culture scene. After that, it's going to be going to more creativity, more innovation, and we will, and we are already in the global map, when it comes to the art and culture scene, and we will be more. I want people, when they say Saudi, they think also about the art scene in Saudi, and how they can actually come to us to learn more about our heritage, our culture, our history, through the artistic practices that are happening.
You talked about something about the art scene becoming something in Saudi. It always has been there, but it was booming when you came back. What has changed from before that time until now?
Okay, from my point of view, I will be frank to refer and honest to refer to the movement of Edge of Arabia. Edge of Arabia showed different mediums, showed different possibilities for a bunch of artists, or helped to show their work that goes contemporary, that is more different than the usual art forms that we maybe grow up on seeing, like painting, calligraphy, the usual ones. So I think Edge of Arabia participated as a platform on showing that there is different new possibilities and perspectives that creatives can be part of. It's more vivid, it's more flexible, it's more free in a sense of like how or what is the material you are expressing with. And it seems, for me as well, it seems at that time seems fun. So yeah, I think that is one element of that wave or that start on the contemporary and exhibitions fields in Saudi Arabia. Got also the movement or the start of these interesting exhibitions in Jeddah back in 2000, maybe 14 and 2007, 2008. You could have seen the art scene in Jeddah is a bit, it's more active, more vivid, more vibrant, and you can see Athar Gallery creating some exhibitions, 2139 creating few under Al Mansouriya Foundation, Hafid Gallery also doing some stuff here and there. So yeah, that was a very interesting time.
And you feel like this has escalated from Jeddah to Riyadh and other parts of the kingdom?
Well, it's definitely was echoing here and there. It definitely grabbed attention here and there. But that's a stage, or that's an area or time where that was happening. But then definitely things started to change since we got the Ministry of Culture. Definitely. So what I was trying to say, that 5 years ago, 6 maybe years ago, when the whole concept of culture and art, or when the government understood, like you can notice how there is lots of things I really wanted to say, but to make it like short, the government and the leadership knew that this is something need to be empowered. This is something is included in the vision of 2030. This is something that will create a lot of different opportunities, creative opportunities, economic factors, empowering people to actually practice and to actually live upon their works and their. So yeah, definitely that took things on a very, very different level. One of the most amazing thing that you can see now, the biennales that we got, the contemporary one, the successful Islamic one that we just got in Jeddah. It's just a highlight of what is really happening here in the kingdom. And definitely, other than that, you can see Nur Riyadh. You can see art almost embedded in a lot of different projects and developments.
That's amazing, and I can definitely see that. I can see a lot of improvement and empowerment in the field of arts and culture. The time where, starting the early or mid 70s until the early 90s, we had the awakening, which is the Sahwa al-Islamiyya. So at that period, everything has shifted.
Yeah.
The art scene was attacked.
Exactly. So I'm saying that before that kind of cultural shift or revolution, there was a flourishing art scene. There was support for the arts. There were art exhibitions. There were first solo exhibitions of two female Saudi artists, Safiya bin Zagar and Munira Mosley. This was in the early 70s and late 60s. I'm not sure which date. But there were kind of push towards that in terms of, like, let's say, modern, abstract kind of way, and landscape portraits. Not a lot of contemporary. Some artists dabbled into the contemporary around the 80s and 90s, but they weren't getting as much support because at the time there was the Sahwa. But yeah, so looking back at the past 6 years, I'm just giving more examples. Obviously, the first project that kind of pushed everyone into this, let's say, train, or like, I don't know, pushed forward this kind of movement of art and culture was in 2017 in the first Misk Art Week. Obviously, this is what, from my personal opinion, and also what I've heard and seen from everyone, is that when they did the first Misk Art Week in 2017, it was such a success. And a lot of people came and supported, and there was so much appreciation of the people and the pioneer artists that came and were like surprised that finally we're getting kind of support. And they had like booths where galleries could showcase their art, and that wasn't like something that would happen at the time, and it wasn't that long ago. After that, they created the Misk Art Institute, which was kind of the first institution or art and culture platform that had initiatives abroad. And at the time, it was head by Saudi artist Dr. Ahmed Matar and a group of his other artists that he worked with and other cultural practitioners such as Stephen Stapleton. So these two actually were the co-founders of Edge of Arabia, which is the initiative that I was part of in 2012. So they've been trying to support emerging and young.